Silk Road was a website created in February 2011. On October 1st, 2013, Ross Ulbricht, its creator, was arrested in California. He was found guilty of conspiracy to launder money, conspiracy to commit computer hacking, conspiracy to traffic narcotics by the means of the internet, and continuing a criminal enterprise. His sentence of a double life imprisonment plus 40 years without possibility of parole is considered too harsh by many people. Looking back, this event popularized the name of Bitcoin, and because of that, it is often associated with crime. Although its first real-world application was crime, Bitcoin is being used for exciting things, such as the Lightning Protocol, that allows you to send money to anyone around the world instantly, and for nearly free, by converting the currency into Bitcoin, sending it, and converting it back into the desired currency. It is technology like this that threaten to overturn our current financial system and reinvent what finance is.
Hello, this is Ross Ulbricht. I'm calling you today from prison, from a maximum security federal penitentiary. We don't have much time together today, and I don't know if I'll get another chance to talk to you like this. I'll say as much as I can, but when it's time to go, I'll have to hang up and go back to my cell. I have lost my freedom. That's what I want to talk to you about today. I want you to understand what it means to lose your freedom. But first, let's talk about Bitcoin. I was there during Bitcoin's early days. Back then, Bitcoin made me feel like anything was possible. Bitcoin was open to everyone, right? That's what I loved so much about it. It was like it leveled the playing field. I thought, with Bitcoin, I can try to do something that actually makes a difference. So I was excited back then, but I was also very impatient. I saw what Bitcoin could do for freedom and equality, but I didn't take the time to really understand it. I didn't fully appreciate the principles it's based on. Things like immutability and consensus, and of course, decentralization.
As John Oliver once said, cryptocurrency is everything you don't understand about money, combined with everything you don't understand about computers. Sadly, this statement is true for a lot of people, and I understand why. Terms like elliptical curve digital signature algorithm, something we'll get to later in this section, don't seem exactly beginner friendly. But don't worry, how crypto works is actually pretty basic, and I'm sure you'll understand it. If you break it down, a good currency ideally checks all of these boxes: durability, portability, divisibility, uniformity, acceptability, and limited supply. The most widely used currency, the US dollar, checks 5 of these 6 boxes. It's relatively durable, it is very portable in its digital and paper form, it is divisible down to the penny, each dollar has the same purchasing power, and it is accessible to everyone in the US. As for having a limited supply, most major currencies around the world are no longer backed by gold and other valuable resources, meaning that the only thing they are backed by is our trust in the government issuing them. As for crypto, each coin is essentially a collection of numbers, and although that seems weird, the US dollar is not that different. Each dollar has a serial number that the central bank uses to track where the dollar is, and when you deposit money into the bank, the government uses that serial number and your account number to record the transaction. Fundamentally, most cryptocurrencies work very similarly. Likewise to having a bank, if you own cryptocurrency, you have to create a wallet. Depending on where you do it, creating a wallet for your cryptocurrency can be very secure and very simple. Using a popular crypto wallet, MetaMask, it only took me about 3 minutes to do so, and I did not have to provide any personal information. This is because the wallet I used was decentralized. To make a crypto wallet, you have to have a private key be randomly generated. And using this private key, you can create a public key, which is also referred to as your wallet address, and will be what people use to send you money. This is commonly done using an elliptic curve digital signature algorithm that makes it possible to derive the public key from the private key, but computationally impossible to derive the private key from the public key. So as long as only you know your private key, and assuming that you're using a battle-tested crypto like Bitcoin, it is very hard for someone to access your cryptocurrency. Most of the crypto hacks you hear about on the internet are a result of someone losing their key or storing their crypto on an exchange where they are not actually holding it. Another extremely important aspect of private and public keys is that you are able to prove you know your private key without actually revealing any useful information about it. If you wanted to pay your friend back for dinner using crypto, you would use your private key to access your wallet. And if you had a balance greater or equal to the amount of money you wanted to transfer to their wallet address, you could instruct the network to do so. Because cryptocurrencies are decentralized, this transaction between you and your friend would then be stored in a public ledger called a blockchain. Blockchains are fundamental to how cryptocurrencies work, and unlike public and private keys, can be a bit harder to understand, so let's use an analogy. Imagine that you were at a poker table with your friends, and you all forgot to bring money, so collectively decide to write down how much you owe each other at the end of the night. With this system, if one person tries to be dishonest and give him or herself additional money, everyone else at the table can compare their ledgers and validate the correct transactions, thereby identifying the fraudulent claim and preventing any one person from stealing. Currently, the most common way of validating a blockchain with all these transactions is called proof of work, and is most famously used by Bitcoin. Simply put, crypto miners incentivized with crypto rewards use their computer's processing power to try and solve an extremely complicated math problem called a hash code. Whoever solves this hash code can add their most recent validated transactions to a block that represents all of the transactions within and a part of the previous block's checksum, using its own checksum. This chain of checksums, or blocks, is then stored in all of the computers connected to the network, and if a malicious individual tried to change the amount of money transferred, their attempt would be invalidated similarly to how a cheater at the poker table would be proven to be stealing by the other players via comparing their records of the transactions. If you've been paying attention, you may have noticed two major problems with this system. Number 1, the energy and computational power needed to mine isn't that good for the environment. And number 2, although almost impossible to gain the majority validation power of a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum with millions of computers worldwide, a smaller coin might be vulnerable to what we call a 51% attack. So, what is the solution? Well, a few great options are beginning to be implemented, and all of the major ones are cool. We only have time to explain the objectively most exciting one. This system is called proof of stake and will be implemented in the second largest cryptocurrency in the world, Ethereum, in 2022, as its first stop along its ambitious roadmap of innovation. The concept of proof of stake was proposed by a Bitcoin forum user, Quantum Mechanic. His original idea would start a discussion about an alternative system to proof of work, where rather than have crypto miners competing to add blocks to the chain and get a reward, a node, or person that stakes their currency, would be chosen at random to validate the next block. This chosen node would then verify all of the transactions in the block for a reward of some of the gas fees paid on the transactions. Before we go any further, let's compare cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Bitcoin against the 6 characteristics of money mentioned earlier to see how they perform. First off, we have durability and portability. Because these cryptocurrencies are digital, so long as the blockchain is maintained, your crypto is indestructible, and can be effortlessly sent to anyone around the world with a crypto wallet, so it checks our first two boxes. Next up is divisibility and uniformity. Even though cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are worth thousands of dollars, they can still be broken down into very small pieces. As for uniformity, each coin is worth the same amount, so cryptocurrencies check these boxes as well. Last but not least, acceptability and limited supply. Because cryptocurrencies are decentralized, you can create a wallet without providing any personal information, so cryptocurrencies are accessible to everyone. Finally, coins like Bitcoin have a limited supply. In the example of proof of work, the rewards given to miners able to crack the hash codes are these new coins being minted. As for Ethereum, although it technically does not have a limited supply, the yearly amount of coins that can be minted is increasingly offset by Ether being burned, resulting in a deflationary asset. So I'm going to give both these coins a pass. So now that you know how the major coins work, why were they created, and what advantages over our current financial system do they provide? Quick disclaimer, like above, I am only talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, because they are some of the most trustworthy coins. Number 1. Cryptocurrencies provide easy and fast transactions with extremely low fees. Number 2. Because of the millions of validators, private and public key encryptions, and chain together blocks of transaction, crypto is insanely secure. Number 3. Cryptocurrencies don't require a central authority to operate. Number 4. You don't have your identity attached to your wallet, and you can create one without providing any personal information. Number 5. Your transactions cannot be blocked. Number 6. You'd have to shut down the internet to stop cryptocurrencies. Number 7. Only you hold your money when stored in your personal wallet. Number 8. Because of the anonymity, cryptocurrencies are extremely resistant to censorship. Number 9. They are traded 24/7. Of course, a decentralized ledger also has its trade-offs, the major one being that if you somehow lose access to your account, it's gone, and no one can help you. So storing your master key on a piece of paper that is in a safe place is a very good idea. Now that you know all of the basics behind blockchains and cryptocurrency, it's time to start applying these concepts to real-world use cases. The best place to start is to explain the difference between coins and tokens. Crypto coins are extremely hard to make because you have to build them from the ground up, which takes a long time and is very expensive. Coins have to worry about storing value, validating transactions, and staying secure. This is why there are very few coins when compared to the number of tokens created on top of them. Crypto tokens can be created in a few seconds and use the blockchain infrastructure like the ones created by Ethereum and Bitcoin to operate. An example of crypto tokens are NFTs. NFTs use a blockchain to record a digital certificate of ownership. Even some real-world assets can be represented as tokens on blockchains. Some examples of this are tokens such as the USDC token, which is fully backed by the US dollar, and the Pax Gold token, which is backed by gold. You may have heard of scam tokens. These are fake tokens that steal your money if you buy them. Luckily, they're usually pretty easy to identify, and investing in large coins with big market caps is usually the best way to avoid being scammed. Again, everything in this video is not financial advice. Because there are so many cryptocurrencies being created, and the technology is still new, many scammers have flocked to profit off the hype surrounding cryptocurrency, which is why it is so important to do your own research. So, what is the future of crypto? Well, I'm not sure, and I certainly don't want to make any bullish predictions, but what I will say is I believe cryptocurrency and blockchain technology has the potential to create many exciting things, and by traveling to ETH Denver, we hope to capture what people passionate about crypto think it has the potential to do, so you can form your own opinion.
What got you into cryptocurrency?
Yeah, so I heard about Bitcoin like 2015, but wasn't very interested in that. But then on 2017 I saw a boom. I heard about Ethereum and like smart contracts and everything. I thought it was really cool and just started learning more about it. But I only joined full time a year ago.
Cool. So what job do you work on?
So right now I work for a VC fund. We invest in early stage crypto startups, mainly in the financial services. And yeah, my job is to go to the community to find deals that we can place investors, find developers to help us as well, and organize events.
Cool. What about you? Yeah, what do you do? Or why are you here?
I'm with Flagship Capital. I'm a research contributor for them. I'm a scout, so I work with those guys, help them find new investments, help them do research on the side. Just basically helping them to scale and to find the best projects out there.
Cool.
So, what got you into crypto? Why are you here?
What got me into crypto? An ERC20 token called Shiba Inu that went crazy about a year and a half ago, and that really drew my interest, and I was like, I gotta get in. After that, I started noticing that it wasn't just a currency, and there were a whole bunch of projects, a whole bunch of giving, just really helping people out, and I was like, I want to be a part of it, and that's what got me into crypto. It was a much bigger thing than what I thought it was originally. I thought it was just to make money. I found myself playing this game basically, you're in this loop that never ends. It's just never ending fun. And I love it.
Absolutely. So, what benefits do you think cryptocurrency offers over our current financial system?
I think it offers better rates on loans, just more opportunity, more opportunity for the underdog to actually gain interest, because a lot of places aren't gaining interest. I hear places like Europe, they're actually paying interest to keep their money in accounts. So people could, yield by farming. Also, people have always wanted to invest, but it's always been like a trap or a middleman. And this is actually getting people to the direct contact where they can do their own research and invest in what they believe in.
Yeah.
And then that, of course, if it's a good project, if they like it, many people like it, it's good for everyone. So it's just good for the world.
So what got you into crypto?
I was doing digital art, and I heard about people making money with NFTs late into, I think it was 2020 after COVID happened, and I just started minting NFTs, and that got me started.
So you're invested in crypto in that case then?
Yes, yeah.
That's very cool. What is your favorite crypto?
Ethereum. Just, I feel like it's the safest bet.
And do you like cryptos or crypto like coins or NFTs more?
I have more of my money in NFTs, to be honest.
So what got you into cryptocurrency?
It's a good question. I had just graduated college and I was part of an entrepreneurship fraternity. And Bitcoin was kind of a thing. It was Coinbase took like 6 months to process transactions, 2016. And my buddy, he was kind of into it, and I was like, all right, what's the next big thing? And he was like, you need to look at ETH. I was like, what? that he introduced me to that. So I started looking at it a little bit more. Got interested in it while I was living in New York. I was rooming with a guy that worked at BlockFi, so I learned a lot there. And I'm a game designer by trade, so naturally this kind of appealed to me. I liked the idea of tokenomics and governance, and I wanted to take that further and see how I could implement it.
So then you're invested in cryptocurrency then, right?
I speculated in it.
So what would you say your favorite cryptocurrency is?
I don't know. There's so many different types, and it depends on what you want it for. That's a hard question.
So then going off of that, what would you say has the most potential?
Sure. I mean, Ethereum, straight up. I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but it's just, it has an incredible layer one, incredible community developing it. I'm hoping for ETH 2.0, but keeps getting pushed back, so you never know. I just think, what they started and what they continue to do is really awesome.
What exactly first got you into crypto?
I was reading 1984 in Wired magazine and drinking wine traveling around Europe in 2012. And I thought that the freedom aspects of the protocol was awesome. So I made some money and I bought some in 2013.
What crypto are you currently invested in?
I used to be mostly just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I've been aping it a lot harder recently. So now I have like 60 different assets, but mostly it's like playing around with Ethereum layer 2s, DeFi protocols, and some other L1s like Solana, Avalanche, Near, etc.
It's amazing. And what do you think the future of crypto is?
I think crypto is the future substrate of all humanity. So like every information system will eventually have a foundation in a decentralized ledger of some sort. So, we'll work on the financial stuff for a while, and we're working on orchestration type stuff for organizations, and eventually it's as fundamental as just the idea of the internet.
Okay, thank you so much. What do you think is the future for crypto, or what are you excited about?
I'm excited about a lot of stuff. I think that a lot of problems right now can be solved with crypto.
Yeah.
We still need to sort of figure out some technology stuff and also how to present it to the general public. But once that's happened, I think the future is very bright. So most industries can be disrupted by crypto. So.
Cool. Thank you very much. What do you think is the future for crypto? What are you excited about?
I'm excited that for the first time you can have ownership of your own data. It's decentralized. It's a bottom-up approach, whereas a lot of the tech evolution or development in the past has been more top-down driven. This is more bottoms-up, and I'm excited about the fact that it's very global, and anyone with an internet connection and with a laptop can start to participate either through building, either through buying tokens, or just hanging out in Discord chats. Is open for all of us.
Yeah.
For all people.
What problems with the current financial system do you think it could solve?
I think basically, with crypto, you can essentially cut out a lot of intermediaries. So you don't have to go through an institution. There's no gatekeepers per se. Anyone can really participate in it. So if you think about it, it's like democratizing access for everyone to participate in the financial ecosystem.
Cool. Thank you guys so much.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think is the future for crypto?
Well, I believe that it just started. I don't really even know anybody that has a MetaMask wallet in my family, or any of my friends. And that's what brought me to this event, was I wanted to be around people that were like me, that knew some of the things that I know, and I don't know a lot, so I wanted to be around some people I can learn from.
No, I respect that. Yeah.
What do you think the future of crypto and NFTs will be?
I don't know. I think NFTs is how people will end up adopting crypto. Like crypto is like the money behind it, but NFTs is like what gets people interested. Like all their favorite artists or influencers are getting into NFTs, so they want to get into NFTs. So I don't know. I think NFTs make it go mainstream, and then people find out about Bitcoin and Ethereum after. Probably is my guess.
All right. So you feel like crypto and NFTs will take over like the money system?
Eventually, but I think it'll take a lot longer than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
At least a decade plus, probably, until it's actually usable, as a currency. But
last question. What do you think the future of cryptocurrency will be?
Well, I think cryptocurrency just in general is going to be the base layer for a lot of payments on the internet. I think NFTs and token communities are going to be massive because it'll allow groups of individuals to create projects that otherwise wouldn't have gotten funded. And I think that's a really cool aspect of it. And you can do it without having any approvals. So I think it's really cool. So I think it's really hard to say what the future is going to be. I think it's going to be massive no matter what it is, just because there's so many applications with it. And I don't know if the mass consumer really understands that part yet.